frustrated. I've had like a kind of a weird day. I woke up pretty late and feel like crap. And you ever get like mad about something, but not much you can do about it, I guess. So it's kind of difficult. Okay. It's really hot here, like really, really hot here, and my face is all like sweaty and gross. And yeah, no, 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 cats are. It's my stuff now. Right, but yeah, that's true. So when I was little, I don't think I've talked about this before. I wanted to grow up and be a duck. I really did, but I don't know how to swim. I kids can swim. I can't. I can swim underwater, but I can't swim above water at all whatsoever. Like even a little bit. I can't. Like I mean, I can do it long enough until I run out of air and then I sink. And then I wanted to be an Olympic ice skater because I like Michelle Kwan, but I've only been ice skating once. I'm goofy footed, which means that I use my left hand or my left foot, not my right. If you don't know what Discord is, you can download it on the Google Play Store. It's free and you can use it to talk to anybody like throughout all over the world. You can actually don't have it installed on my computer yet, but you really can. And I'm aggravated because of arguing terms and conditions, which I'm good at. It's just it's not worth being frustrated over, I guess. It's really how that boils down to. A lot of gamers use it, they really do, to communicate like back and forth across other games. But it'd be a really, really good idea for businesses to use it because everybody uses WhatsApp. Usually, if you install WhatsApp, it's a virus, just letting other people know. If somebody doesn't know how to control their MD file, an MD file is anything. It's any type of program, anything that you create is an MD file. Like I'm using OBS 2.27.2.4 64-bit Windows, my broadcasting software. It's an MD file, it all is. But so is the camera. It's you can link it if you want. Right now I have it locked. So anything that's created online, any program, anything at all whatsoever is an MD file. And an MD file, okay, it depends on if you're using Java or if you're using HTML, but, or, I mean, you can use C++ or C++ or Dart or anything really. It's an MD file. It just depends on what type of language script coding that you're using. Really, that's really what it boils down to. MD files. And true story, I actually developed a copyright license for coding within 24 hours because a friend of mine told me that I couldn't do it. So I was like, you don't know me, I can do it. And I did. I argued every possible language I could in Python until they agreed with each other. Took me 24 hours. I didn't go to school for it, which is kind of weird that I know how to do stuff like that. Actually, really, I don't know how I would know what I know, but I know how to do it. And there's a lot of people like me. We're gifted. There's a lot of people like me that are gifted that aren't necessarily given a chance. That's what I'm mad about. Because, yeah, standards and terms and everything that's existing right now, like, in my humble opinion, we are thinking too small. We are. Here's why. Everything that we are doing now is more than what's about us. The things that we're doing today will have an impact past your lifetime. It's more than just about you. It's about the rest of everything else. Like when you're born, you're on borrowed time, but the things that you do in life will eventually have an impact later. And if you're a kid growing up and not given a choice, or not, if you're in a position where you, like I was, where I wasn't given a choice to get out of the situation that I was in, I grew up being tortured. And if you're like that, or you're like me, there's really nowhere else to go. I want to be a place or a resource that other people can turn to for help, for guidance. But the other problem is that when somebody is trying to talk or get a point across, and the other person either doesn't understand or isn't understanding the information that's being relayed to them at the time, we start to have problems. And it's more than about one gender, it's more than about one race, it's more than about one religion, it's about collectively we have one place for us right now until we get to Mars. There's one place. And right now we're not treating ourselves globally, in my opinion, as equals. I see a lot of discrimination. I see a lot of unacceptance is a good word for it. And I get offended on behalf of other people because it matters too much to me. It really does. Because I've had it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people. I've seen it happen a lot. And it sucks for us. It really does. Like, there has to be somebody that's going to stand up. There has to be. And if enough of us do it together, then we can change the world. I don't have very many followers right now, and I'm fine with that. I'm active on other things. But if you were to hand me $1 million right now, I wouldn't use 90% of it. I would use what I would need and then put some back for my kids to have, a little for themselves, and then the rest I would use to help other people. My goal in life, and I hope others as well, isn't to be rich. I want to make a difference. And I encourage other people to do the same. Because your life isn't about you, in my opinion. It's not. Eventually, you'll die. But the things you do today matter. Example, let's say there's somebody having the worst time in their life and they're on edge. They're not okay. And they're leaving a store and you're nice enough to hold the door open for them. And it shocks them because they're not expecting it. And you're like, oh my God, I like your shirt. Just that could have saved that person's life and you have no way of knowing it. You don't. You don't know the impact you've had on a stranger. You don't know how the impact that you've had on people that you just met or you've never met or that you've only saw once in passing. You have no idea. And your thoughts about yourself, the things that you think about yourself, the things that you think about who you are or who you will be, your own opinion of yourself, consider the fact that it doesn't matter. Other people's opinion about yourself doesn't really matter because you have the opportunity to change your opinions about yourself. You have the opportunity to prove yourself wrong. And what everybody else says or thinks about you, it's not really of your concern. I'm gonna stop streaming, clean up my face, get back to cleaning and dragging everything across the house. Stay safe.